You guys have been super patient, so now we finally get an opportunity to show you something. So now, I'm going to show you Skratchr. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about the app. Now, I think it's safe to say we're a little bit behind schedule. I think we're about 3 or 4 weeks behind where we had hoped we'd be at this stage, but we're still in pretty good position. So we submitted to the App Store. It got pushed back because of some things not being correct when it comes to folders, blah, blah, blah. So we've redone 1 or 2 things that we also spotted when it got sent back to us, and redone the folders. Now, it should be submitted later on today, and I'm hoping for a quick turnaround this time. So fingers crossed by this time next week, we should be ready to go live. That would be so cool. Not getting ahead of myself, but I'm kind of hoping it will be. And secondly, let's talk about partners. Now, I have talked in the past, been a little bit coy about what partners have come on board and which ones haven't. Haven't specifically said anything yet, and that's going to continue. But what I can confirm is we now have 3 partners signed up. One is a, how would you describe it? A golf experience. Probably the best way to describe it. Then we have 2 clothing manufacturers. One is going to be offering products, the other one is going to be offering product and an experience as well. Now, we do also have 2 other golf club manufacturers circling the pond, so to speak, at the moment. Really good conversations with both. Both want to get something done. The question is whether or not we'll have them on board by the time we go live. Might be a bit of a stretch at this stage, but I think we can, and I'm confident that even in the first couple of weeks going live, we should have it ready to go. But those will also be super exciting. And let's see if I can make the magic happen. So back in the office now, I'm going to show you a little bit about Skratchr and ultimately what's going to be in the app. So here we are, nice and simple, nice clean icon. We click on that, we get to our login page, and I am simply going to log in. So I'm going to use my saved username and password, but the first time you do this, you can do this with your Google account. But when you get logged in, you get brought to your home screen. And on your home screen, you're going to get a full feed of all the people that you follow. So your mates or other people who you're interested in following. You can have, if you want to, your rounds posted, any pictures that you've had on the round, or anything interesting that's happened. This can be your social hub when it comes to your golf game. The key part of Skratchr, though, is discovering people. So on the map, which is very intuitive, you can scroll in or out. It'll automatically go to where you're living from a geolocation perspective. But then you can just scroll in and around where you live, people nearby, and you can find information about them. So I'm going to give you an example of what that looks like. Here, for example, I'm going to zoom into St. Albans. I'm going to click on my name, and very simply, there is my profile, my name, my local area, my handicap, and the club that I'm affiliated to, if I am affiliated to that golf club. Now, if I click in here, I'll get all the information that I have about that profile. I can either follow that person or message them directly. I can get their availability, when they like playing, so it could be morning, evening, or late or afternoon. We get a history of all the rounds they played, so you can actually suss out, how good or bad or how legitimate their rounds have been in the past. And then also some of the badges that they've accrued. And then these badges are going to be available for everybody within the app as well. There's, I think, over 70 badges there at the moment. We're going to create a lot more in time, but all about progress and the fun parts of Skratchr, so we can have a bit of crack with it. Let's go to Tribes next. Tribes is another part of Skratchr, which is about finding people to play with. So I've created one for St. Albans, the wider area. There's a couple of golf clubs around here. The idea being that we will hopefully be able to connect with other people who want to play in the area, whether they're members or non-members. These can be public or they can be private. The private ones are kind of more geared towards the societies of the world. And the final piece then is around courses. So just like with most other of these apps, you've got all the courses. For the UK and Ireland, we've got over 3,000 courses, all in here. A vast majority will start off being just the very basic standard information. So information about the par, the holes, the contact information, and the local website if people want to go there. Now, for enhanced profiles, we'll click on that and this will have the enhanced profile. So this is all the information about the course, information about the cost, information about the pro shop, the rates, and then also any local news that they may have, whether it be around open events or a local carvery that they'll have on a Friday, just to try and generate a little bit of business around these clubs, because a lot of these clubs need the support of the community around them. What you'll also see at the moment in the courses is ratings. Ratings are zeroed at the moment, but eventually we will introduce a function where you guys can decide how great or not these courses are, both from a Skratchr perspective and then locally and nationally as well. So exciting times ahead. Now the final piece here is going to be around gameplay. Let's do any club. So B, what comes up for BE? Ormsby Golf Club. Fantastic. So we're going to play a Stableford game. It's just going to be myself and let's call it, say, James. So James, boom. Two of us here. We're going to play all 18. We're going to play off the yellow tees just for giggles. And we're going to use 90% of our handicap. And we're going to change that. So our adjusted handicap will appear on the right, and that is how this will be calculated. Very simply, we'll go through all of this. We will create some scores. Oh wow, look, you got an eagle there, but you got outdone by a hole in one, and you can go through that entire process. As you go through, you'll get your Stableford scores. If it's a match play, you'll get who's up, who's down, and at the end you'll get a summary of everything that's in there as well. So that's a quick look at the app. There is a lot more stuff coming down the track. This is the first version. I'd imagine there'll be versions probably every month going forward. We again really want to listen to what you guys have to say, what you guys want included. Very quickly we're going to have additional formats. We're very quickly going to have setups for societies. We're very quickly going to have setups for leagues. But tell us what you want. Is there something in other apps that you love that we can build in? We will do that. In time, we're going to have things like GPS location, very similar to some of the other apps that are out there, at no additional cost. So it's just simply going to be your subscription fee for the year. There's no premium version. There's nothing like that. But we'll go from there. So look, hopefully that gave you a sense of what we're doing. Hopefully that gave you a little bit more excitement about us going live. But the big thing to remember as well is the first 1,000 founders are going to be absolutely critical to this. So we're excited to get you on board. We're excited to get you involved. And we are going to do everything in our power to give back to as many of those people, both in the short term and the long term as well. So looking forward to it. More updates next week. We'll see you then.